Tiến Minh, two of the game's veterans as we get introduced to the umpire there, Stephen of Austria. Nice reception, I'm sure, for Nguyen, but just wait for the decibels to change a little when Mr. Đẳng arrives. He could be quite a good player one day, couldn't he?
Yeah, he's talented. He's talented.
And we all wondered what Lindan would arrive this week. Well, we all saw him arrive, and he looked physically pretty good. And his badminton's not been too shabby either, has it, Steve?
No, and he's improved from game to game. It's quite visible that he's getting more and more confident on court. And of course, the big test was yesterday against his teammate Chen Long.
Can I ask you?
Two close games, but never really seemed in big trouble. Was able to play with big accuracy. So just keeping Chen Long from putting real pressure on him, and if he can maintain the same kind of accuracy today, I think he should win this quite easily, even though Vietnamese is very fast. And
in that right old battle yesterday evening between the Dane and the Vietnamese. But for Tiến Minh here, it's kind of mission achieved in a way. He won his last event in America a few weeks ago, and I think he's a little bit surprised to see himself in these semi-finals, the first ever World Championship medal for Vietnam. He said his target at the start of the week was to get to the quarters, whereas this man wasn't really setting himself any targets. I'm sure deep inside the target was to win World Championship title number 5, but when you've only played 3 matches building up to that this week in the whole year, and that was at the Asian Badminton Championships.
Jan Jorgensen yesterday
Vietnam
had a little shorter time to prepare than Lindan.
Stephen, the umpire.
Lindan, China.
Well, he is Mr. Popular.
Serve. Level play.
Laden with titles. Can he add yet another one here? A 5th world title in Guangzhou. First he has to see
It brings me back to the quote from Lindan saying that he didn't set a target for himself, but he would rather focus on how he played. And that's really clever, and eventually all players should actually do that. Because if you focus on how you play,
you probably achieve those goals anyway.
That's the thought of it.
Get yourself a score. What were you know? What?
Yeah, sometimes it's actually. I think the coaches have got it quite well, but it's the people around the athletes that would like them to set goals, because then they have a chance of evaluating them. If you're not a badminton fan,
We can't overrule him. Lindan questioning that, but very early. It doesn't matter. 1-1, does it? 19
and ranking lists and so on, that helps people that are not that much into the game in sort of getting a feeling who is the best, and this is what is puzzling us. I mean, how can Lindan be number 200 and not be I mean, how is that possible? And it's because he hasn't played any tournaments, but all the players here, they knew that he could play.
Just weren't sure what level, were we?
No.
Well, we kind of questioned whether he set himself a realistic kind of goal, if you like, but in the back of his mind, I'm sure there's a feeling You never know.
Yeah. You can play totally free.
Took a sponsor to keep him on the road, and look what he's got out of it, a medal at the World Championships.
He played a very, very long match in London in 2011 against Peter Gade. A match Peter Gade eventually won, and he lost out to Lindan in the semi-final. But this time, the Vietnamese has taken over that spot.
He got the better of the Dane this time.
Three.
Got some good rallies early on here. That's been given out. Another thing we're asking this week, would Lindan retire? That's evened itself out at its 4-all.
It also shows the need for this instant replay system.
4.
You've got to have the cameras in the right places though as well,
Yeah.
because I don't think they are quite in the right place, are they, where they are here right now? Certainly down the line.
Sideline cameras are not in the correct place. Baseline cameras are really good.
Oh, he's finding the corners. Here's Nguyen here.
Definitely the Danish organization behind the World Championship next year in Copenhagen. They will be hoping that he plays on for one more year. Because should he take the title this year, it will be sort of empty if he's not participating.
He's had a nice little break from the sport.
Yeah.
Recharge the batteries.
I think the problem might be the everyday practice. But if it's
maybe a little bit different in the actual Olympic year, but I don't know, about 10 months break is a bit stretching it, but he could take 3 or 4 months out, couldn't he?
Yeah. It's an uncharacteristic mistake, but
7.
perhaps because Chen Yuan didn't use a lot of power in that shot. Defense by Nguyen.